Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's video of In the Know. And very excited to go over some information that's been on my mind. I've been planning to do this video, and then this weekend was some storms that moved through on Sunday and just kind of dumped down on Fort Worth and Dallas, caused a lot of damage. And then a report was on WFAA, and it was a fantastic segment, and I encourage everybody to check it out. You can look on my Facebook page to see the link for that video, and it all just kind of met up with what I was planning on doing a video this week, which was talking about homeowners insurance and making sure that the limit for the home that you live in is currently enough coverage to account for the just overall increase. And we're going to talk about that. And these are the report was great. I had a lot of good information from sources that monitor these things, and according to Marshall and Swift and Betch, which is a company that does these reviews, about 60% of homeowners don't have enough coverage on their home in the event of a total loss, or they are underinsured to where they're not getting full payouts on any claims that maybe aren't total losses. And we're going to talk about that, and it's the same information that I go over with new customers. It's also the information I go over with my existing customers on their renewals. In fact, I got a number of those phone calls to make today. But it's important to understand that with your home, it's your biggest investment, making sure that you are currently updated to the trends of what it is going to cost to replace your house and fully handle all the claims. It is very, very important that you have a review. Give me a call, I'll go over it with you. To make sure that not only is your limit correct, but that you have important things. And they suggested it in the news segment. Have replacement costs. Make sure that you're reviewing your policy. And always make sure that you have those things in place. So one of the things that they talked about, which is also backed up by reports that we get, that I review before talking with customers, is there's just an overall cost in replacing a house. There's a cost increase. It costs more today to repair, rebuild, replace a home than it did 5 years ago, 10 years ago. There's been cost in labor, materials like lumber, paint, stone, brick, everything that's typically in a house, right, has had a cost increase every single year over the last 5 to 10 years. Labor increases. So the amount that we're going to pay, or that you would have to pay somebody to be able to complete these repairs, has gone up. This has happened as a result of a shortage of workers. We need more tradespeople. We really do. There's a shortage of them. A lot of them, another reason that labor has increased is a lot of new construction is happening because of the growth that we see in Dallas and Fort Worth. And because you have so many contractors and builders focused on those new builds, it is leaving a shortage for existing customers, existing homes, to where it is costing more to take people and find people that are focused and fully prepared to handle existing homes and inventory homes. There's been about a 10% increase in labor and materials costs every single year for the last 5 to 10 years. So when you're having a 10% increase every single year for a period of time, the changes start stacking up, and you can no longer rebuild the house. If you have a policy that's 10 years old, you need to take a look at it. If you have a policy that's 5 years old, you need to take a look at it. And you need to make sure that you're with a company that is also looking at that for you. Farmers and the Weaver Agency, we have a valuation system that we do through a third party. So it's not us making up a number. It's not the customer making up a number. This is a third party that we use to say they're going to monitor everything. They're going to monitor changes in labor and materials costs. They're going to monitor city ordinances, debris haul off, and they're not going to just do it from a small sample size. They're not even going to do it from just farmers' claims. They're going to do it for the entire insurance industry in the state of Texas, combine that information, and then distribute by region what the impacts are, what the numbers are, what the statistics are for replacing or rebuilding a home, what the valuations are. Now, it's important to remember whenever we talk about your home's insurance limit, the dwelling limit, what we're insuring your home for, it is not your tax appraisal limit. It's not what the housing market says your house is worth. This is a completely separate limit that says if we're going to insure it, if we're going to have to rebuild it brick by brick, stone by stone, and pay somebody to do it, if we're going to have to do debris haul off. Debris haul off is one of those things that people don't really consider, but if a tree falls over on your house and causes a lot of damage, to get somebody out there to just clean that up, get that out of the way, I mean, that's a huge job for somebody. That could be somebody's full-time job, just doing debris haul off. And I know companies that specifically do that. I know people that make a living by just cleaning up. They don't repair anything, they just clean it up so that somebody else can come in and make the repairs or do the rebuild. Those things are important to understand. So your limit for your homeowner's policy, it does use some information from the tax appraisal district, it does use some information from the market, but it also takes into account all of these other factors about cost to repair, replace, and pay somebody to do it. And that's why we've seen year over year that if it was $250,000 to insure your home 5 years ago, it may be $325,000, $350,000 to insure that same house today than it did 5 years ago. It's important for customers, it's important for contractors, it's important for companies to make sure that this amount is correct, and to make sure that you have enough coverage, and to make sure that you have replacement costs, and to make sure that your home is insured to 100% of the value for today. I talk to a lot of people and they get hung up on what they feel their house is worth based off what they paid for it 15 years ago. Or they may say, I'll do a number of the repairs with themselves. Well, that's okay. I mean, it's not a do-it-yourself project. If a claim comes through, this is a major repair. It needs to be done quickly. And we need to be prepared as a company to take care of our customers and have enough coverage and have limits out there that allow us to fully take care of claims and to be prepared to write a total loss. I mean, that's why you have insurance, is to protect you against those things. So very important, very great stuff. Take a look at the WFAA segment. It was absolutely fantastic. I love seeing it. I was up at 4:30 in the morning watching it. I don't know why, but I woke up and I watched it. It was just meant to be. So thank you very much for watching. You're in the know.